What's going on, guys? It's Boss Han here. I am back here on the channel with another upload, and today I have a story time that's going to be, since it's close to a little bit October, I thought that this would be a appropriate story time to tell since it's almost Halloween and this is a scary story. So I'm pretty sure that everyone had the experience of waking up in the middle of the night for some reason or no reason at all, and then suddenly you feel like something's gonna jump scare you within 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or any time. It's like I'm waiting for something to happen and it's not gonna happen. And you wait for 1 second, and the last second that you feel like you're gonna get jump scared, it's not gonna happen because you're always gonna get jump scared by the next very second, and it never happens. Like, I don't understand, why does our brain want to make us freak out so much if that's something that we don't want happening? Like, we don't want to be stressed because what's gonna happen is we don't want to do anything at all except for panic, cry, and etc. But yeah, these are the stories to hopefully make you guys laugh at me freaking myself out. So let's get into it. So this first story revolves around me being woken up at 11:30, and I'm not sure till this day why and how I was woken up at this time very easily, but this takes place at 11:30, and I have been woken up from my dad. He just opens the door and he's like, "Hey son, good night," and he just closes the door, which I don't understand how I was woken up that easily. Maybe it was just part of my dream saying, hey, it's time to wake up, you need to go do something. But I don't really mind waking up at this time. It's just it never happened before. But I wake up, and since there's a thing called half your brain is on and off, typically you're still dreaming a little bit. And because of this, suddenly I felt like shaking, and this is not regular shaking. I felt violent shaking, and originally I wasn't really bothered by this because at the time there's a mountain by where I live that was on fire. So there's gonna be planes that would help put out the fires. I'm talking about planes that would drop sand or something, like red mist or something, onto the fire to make it spread less or something. I don't know how that works, but planes would go over my house and there would be like this rumbling feeling. But instead it's a little bit more violent and it lasts a little bit longer. So I was getting a little bit nervous. And for some reason, I thought that the world was ending because, of course, I'm still sleeping. And so immediately since this happened, I was like, what is going on? And started freaking out. And my heart started beating very fast to the point where it's like I'm going on a marathon, probably more faster. But I opened my door and I'm breathing very heavily and very fastly. And my mom was like, hey, what's wrong? I'm like, do you not feel the ground shaking? And my mom's like, what are you talking about? And I take a moment to realize my senses, and I kind of realized that, hey, the shaking stopped out of nowhere. Like, I felt this very violent shaking for like a hot minute, and I felt like that, oh, a giant earthquake was gonna split the earth in half. But yeah, though, that's one time where I scared myself. Another time I scared myself, if I could say scared myself. My apologies for my grammar, but this last story takes place again at my house in the middle of the night, except 11. It's around 1 p.m. and I needed to use the restroom. So at the time, I needed to go use the restroom. So I opened my door and I felt freaked out. The reason why I felt freaked out is because there was an eerie sound playing. And it literally felt like someone, for some reason, put it on a horror soundtrack. And literally, I feel like I'm in a horror game now. So I hear the sound, and immediately I just turn on the light, thinking that, oh my God, Slender Man is in the hallway, and I'm immediately gonna get jump scared. But guess what? There's nothing there. So I go to see what the noise was coming from, and I noticed that it was coming from the air system. I'm not pretty sure it's called that, but so at the time, the reason why it's making that noise because our air filter. Not air filter, but it's our air conditioning thing. So at the time it was kind of broken a little bit, so they had to take parts out, and so it constantly kept making this noise, but it sounds a little bit more creepier than I was trying to make the noise. I should have recorded the audio sounds. Like I can show you guys what it felt like to be in the moment, but I was in that moment and it felt very, very creepy. And I went to use the restroom because I had to use the restroom. It's 1 a.m. and I go to use the restroom, and as I'm about to open the door again, I hear this this creepy noise. It's the same noise, and I got jump scared again because it's not your average day hearing a horror soundtrack being suddenly played in the background. So I turn the light on instantly again, and it's just the air conditioning machine half open. So I just went back to my room, went to bed instead of not listening to music, which most of the time I don't really listen to music, but I just felt like I was being watched by Slender Man out in the corner, so I just had to listen to the Halo 1 soundtrack to keep me comfortable, and I did, and I eventually went to sleep. But yeah, those are the times I jump scared myself. I'm pretty sure people had experienced this as well. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. But those were times I scared myself. So I hope you guys enjoy the story time about me scaring myself. If you guys like these types of story times, then be sure to press the like button. I mean, you don't have to, but I really appreciate that much. But yeah, if you guys don't press the like button, however, then Halo 1 Combat Evolved will will not be in the game store anymore for Xbox. So yeah, I mean that's probably not gonna ever happen anytime soon. But I mean it could. Anything could happen. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. I'm out of here. Peace.